Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the English Hub. This is David Miller speaking, and as always, I'm here in sunny Los Angeles, California. And when I say sunny, I really mean sunny. I think the thermometer has given up. It's so hot today, it probably went on vacation to the beach.
Oh, yes, you're right, David. Hi, everyone. I'm Jessica Martin, and I can confirm Los Angeles feels like we're all sitting inside an oven today. But hey, it's okay. We're still smiling, we're still cheerful, and we're here with you. So wherever you are, whether you're at home relaxing, walking your dog, sitting in a cafe, or maybe, like me, on a bus or a subway, just get comfortable and enjoy this next hour with us.
Wait a second, Jess. Subway? Really? In Los Angeles? Nobody believes that. If Jessica says subway, you should know it's only because her car is probably somewhere enjoying the air conditioning at home.
Don't tease me, David. Hey, public transport is real. You can survive in the city without a car. You just need good shoes and a lot of patience.
Oh, yes, absolutely. A lot of patience. Well, our dear listeners, today we've got something really interesting to talk about. English levels. From A0 all the way to C2. Maybe you've heard these mysterious letters before, maybe not, but by the end of this episode, you'll understand what they mean, and maybe you'll even find out where you are right now.
Exactly. And don't worry, we'll keep it light, we'll keep it fun. No boring lectures here. Think of us as your friends, sitting next to you, chatting away while you're busy with your daily routine.
Yes, we're that friendly voice in your ear while you're doing laundry, cooking dinner, or pretending to work but really just scrolling on your phone.
Hey, that's exactly me. Okay, not really, but sometimes, yes.
See, she admits it. So, friends, grab your coffee, your tea, your water, whatever keeps you cool today, and let's dive in. All right, Jessica, let's start right from the very beginning. A0 level. This is the absolute hello world of English, right?
Yes, exactly. So A0 is where learners are basically just starting. They might know a few words like hello, thank you, yes, no, but usually at this stage, their vocabulary is tiny, maybe around 100 to 300 words maximum. That's it.
That's like my dog's vocabulary. Sit, stay, walk, treat.
Oh, David. Come on, humans can do much better. But yes, at A0, communication is super basic. Learners can maybe introduce themselves, say their name, where they are from, and ask simple questions like, how are you?
Okay, Jess, let's try something fun. Let's actually do a short conversation in A0 English.
Good idea, but you have to be nice and not make it too complicated.
All right, all right. So, here's an example. Hello, my name David.
Hello, David. My name, Jessica.
How are you?
I am good, thank you. And you?
I am fine.
Where are you from?
I am from Los Angeles. You?
I am from Los Angeles, too.
Nice. Bye.
Bye-bye.
That was probably the most boring conversation ever, but that's exactly what A0 sounds like.
True. It's short, simple, maybe even a little funny, but that's how it starts. And honestly, it's okay. Everybody has to begin somewhere.
Yeah. And I think one important thing for A0 learners to understand is you don't need to know everything. Just a few useful words can open the door.
Exactly. So let's talk about advice. If you are A0 right now, what should you do?
Tip number 1, learn the survival words. Things like hello, goodbye, please, thank you, sorry, yes, no. That's your toolkit.
Yes, those are gold. Tip number 2, learn words for your daily life. For example, If you always drink coffee, then you should know coffee. If you like pizza, then learn pizza, because the words you actually use are the ones you'll remember.
Good one. Tip 3, don't worry about grammar at A0. Really. If you say, I go bus, instead of I go by bus, people will still understand you. Communication first, perfection later.
And also, don't be shy. Speak with your friends, with your teacher, even with your cat if you have one. Cats don't judge your grammar.
Dogs neither. Well, maybe my dog does. He looks at me funny sometimes.
Oh, David! But seriously, at A0, practice is everything. Even just 5 minutes a day is better than nothing.
Another tip, listen as much as you can. Music, podcasts, TV shows. Even if you don't understand everything, your brain is like a sponge. It will catch words little by little.
Yes. For example, listen to this podcast, The English Hub, while you're cooking, walking, driving, or like me, on a bus or subway.
There she goes again. Subway life, everyone.
Hey, it's true! And one more tip. Don't get discouraged. At A0, progress feels slow. But every week, you'll notice you know a little more.
And one day, suddenly, you'll have 1,000 words, and you'll be at A2, then B1, then B2, and who knows, maybe C2.
Exactly. So to sum up A0, you know about 100 to 300 words. You can make very simple sentences. And the best way to improve is to practice daily, learn useful words, and listen a lot.
And have fun, because learning English should feel like a journey, not like homework.
Yes. And don't forget, you're not alone. Everyone starts at 0. Even David.
Okay. You got me there. All right, so we survived A0 basic, hello, my name is David conversations. Now let's climb one step up, A1 level.
Yes, A1 is where things start to get a little more interesting. Learners at A1 usually know around 500 to 1,000 words. It's still pretty simple, but it's enough to have short conversations about everyday life.
Right, at A0 you can only say, I like pizza. But at A1 you can say something like, I like pizza, but I also like pasta. I eat pizza on Friday. That's progress.
And very tasty progress, too. But yes, at A1, learners can talk about things like family, hobbies, shopping, work, or school. They can understand slow, clear speech. And they can make short sentences with present tense verbs, like I live in Los Angeles, or I go to work by bus.
Here we go again, by bus.
Yes, David, by bus. Some of us don't live in a car dealership.
Fair point. Okay, let's give our listeners an example. Jess, let's do a little role-play conversation at A1 level. Hello, Jessica. How are you today?
Hello, David. I am good, thank you. I am a little tired because I work a lot. And you?
I am fine. Today is hot. I want to go to the beach.
Oh, nice. Do you like the beach?
Yes, I like it very much. I swim and I play volleyball.
Cool. I don't play volleyball, but I like to swim. Maybe we go together on Saturday?
Yes, good idea. Saturday is free for me.
Okay, great. See you Saturday.
See you.
See, now we're adding a little more detail. It's still simple, but it's not just hello, goodbye anymore.
Yeah, and this is where learners can actually feel like, wow, I can talk to someone.
Exactly. But here's the important part. At A1, mistakes are totally normal. Learners might say, I swim in Saturday instead of on Saturday, or I am go beach instead of I am going to the beach. And that's fine. The goal is communication.
Yes, 100%. So let's give some tips for A1 learners.
Tip number 1, learn phrases, not just words. For example, instead of just learning the word coffee, learn the whole phrase. Can I have a coffee, please?
Nice. Because phrases are ready-made blocks you can use right away.
Exactly. Tip 2, practice speaking out loud, even if you're alone. Read a short dialogue from your textbook or listen to a podcast and repeat after it.
Tip 3, use apps or flashcards to remember new words. At this stage, vocabulary is king. The more words you know, the easier it becomes to make sentences.
And tip 4, start writing short things in English, like a diary. Today, I wake up at 7. I go to school. I eat pizza. Even if it's simple, it helps your brain connect the words.
Oh, and here's a fun one. Change the language on your phone to English. Suddenly, you learn words like settings, update, password.
Yes, but warning, if you're not ready, you might lock yourself out of your phone.
True, true. Okay, do it carefully, folks.
Also, don't be afraid to ask questions in English. Even something simple like, "What is this?" when you point to an object, that's real-life practice.
Yeah, because A1 is about survival English, ordering food, buying a ticket, asking for directions. These are the situations where you actually use the language.
And the best advice? Be patient. At A1, sometimes you feel stuck between baby sentences and big grammar rules, but trust the process. Every word you learn builds your bridge to the next level.
Exactly. And let me tell you, once you hit A2, it's like the English world really opens up.
Yes, but first, let's celebrate A1 learners. You've gone from knowing just a few words to actually having conversations. That's huge.
Absolutely. So, friends, if you're at A1, keep going. Use English every day, even if it's just 2 sentences. You're on the right track.
And remember, we're here with you on the journey.
All right, Jess, we've walked through AO and A1, and now it's time to take another step, A2 level.
Yes, A2 is actually a very exciting level because you can really start expressing yourself. Learners at A2 usually know around 1,000 to 2,000 words. That's a big jump from A1.
Exactly. At this point, you can talk about your daily life, past experiences, future plans, and you can survive most simple situations, ordering food, traveling, shopping, or talking about hobbies.
Right. At A1, you might say, I like pizza. But at A2, you can say, I like pizza, but I don't eat it every day because it's not healthy. See, more detail, more personality.
Oh, come on, Jess. Pizza's always healthy, at least for the soul.
That's so you, David. But yes, A2 is the level where learners can tell short stories about their lives. They can talk about yesterday, today, and tomorrow.
So let's show our listeners what that sounds like. Shall we do a little A2 conversation example?
Great idea. Let's do it. Hi, David. How was your weekend?
Hi, Jessica. It was nice, thank you. On Saturday, I went to the park with my friends. We played soccer, and after that, we ate ice cream.
That sounds fun. What flavor did you eat?
Chocolate, of course, the best flavor in the world.
I don't know. I prefer strawberry. Anyway, on Sunday, I stayed at home. I watched a movie and cleaned my apartment.
Oh, really? What movie did you watch?
I watched a comedy. It was very funny. I laughed a lot.
Nice. I like comedies too. Next time, let's watch a movie together.
Yes, good idea. Maybe next weekend?
See, that's A2. Longer sentences, more details, some past tense, some future.
Exactly. At A2, learners can connect sentences together and make their English sound more like a real conversation.
But mistakes are still totally normal. For example, a learner might say, yesterday I go to park, instead of went to. But people will still understand.
Yes, and understanding is the main goal. Grammar comes step by step.
So, Jess, let's share some tips for A2 learners.
Okay, tip number 1, start using the past tense. Try to talk about what you did yesterday. Even if the grammar isn't perfect, practicing past tense is super important at this stage.
Tip number 2, learn connectors. Words like and, but, because, then. These small words make your English smoother and less robotic.
Yes, instead of saying, I like football, I play football, my friends like football, you can say, I like football and I play it every weekend with my friends. Much nicer.
Exactly. Tip 3, read short texts in English. For example, children's books, simple news articles, or even subtitles in English.
And tip 4, start practicing writing longer things. Maybe a short email or a social media post in English. It doesn't have to be perfect, just try.
Yes, I love that. And here's another one. Listen to slow podcasts or watch shows with subtitles. Even if you don't catch every word, your brain is learning how sentences are built.
Also, practice asking and answering questions. At A2, you can start having real conversations with people. Don't be afraid to ask things like, what do you usually do on the weekend?
That's a good one, because when you ask questions, you keep the conversation alive.
Exactly, and the more conversations you have, the more natural it feels.
So, to wrap up A2, learners know about 1,000 to 2,000 words. They can describe their daily life, talk about the past and the future, and have longer, real conversations.
Yes, and A2 is the bridge to B1, the level where you can really start to sound independent in English.
Ooh, B1 is where it gets fun.
Yes, but let's not jump ahead yet. Let's give A2 learners one last piece of encouragement.
Don't be afraid to make mistakes. If you're speaking and people understand you, you're winning.
Exactly. And remember, language learning is not a sprint, it's a marathon. Keep going, step by step, and you'll get there.
All right, so let's quickly remind everyone of the official names of these levels, because the letters A0, A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, C2 can feel a bit abstract. A0, absolute beginner. A1, beginner. A2, elementary. B1, intermediate. That's where we are now. B2, upper intermediate. C1, advanced. C2, proficient or mastery.
Yes, so right now we're at B1, intermediate. This is the level where learners can survive on their own in English. They can travel, work, and study in basic situations without too much trouble.
Exactly. B1 learners usually know around 2,000 to 3,500 words. That's a lot. And they can express their opinions, talk about dreams, plans, and experiences in more detail.
Yes, and they can also understand the main ideas of clear standard speech, like TV news or a podcast, especially if the topic is familiar.
So at A2, you could say, I went to the park. But at B1, you can say something like, I went to the park on Saturday because I wanted to relax after a busy week. I read a book, and later I met some friends for coffee. Much more colorful.
Exactly. Let's show our listeners a B1 level conversation. Hi, David. You look tired today. What happened?
Yeah, I am a bit tired. I stayed up late last night because I was finishing a big project for work.
Oh, really? What kind of project was it?
It was a presentation about marketing strategies. I had to prepare a lot of slides, and honestly, I was nervous about it.
Did it go well in the end?
Yes, I think so. My boss said it was clear and interesting. But after the meeting, I just wanted to sleep for 12 hours.
I understand. Last week, I had a similar situation. I had to organize an event for my company. It was stressful, but at the same time, I felt proud when it was successful.
That's the B1 life. You can complain about work in English.
True. But seriously, at this level, learners can start to share opinions and feelings, not just facts.
So let's share some tips for B1 learners.
Tip number 1, start expanding your vocabulary with synonyms. For example, instead of always saying good, try nice, great, wonderful. It makes your English sound richer.
Yes, great point. Tip 2. Practice longer answers. If someone asks, "How are you?" don't just say, "Fine." Try, "I'm fine, but I'm a little tired because I had a busy weekend." Add some detail.
Tip 3, start learning phrasal verbs. At B1, they become very important. For example, wake up, turn on, look for. These are everywhere in real English.
Yes, without phrasal verbs, English sounds robotic. With them, it sounds natural.
Tip 4, watch TV shows or movies without subtitles or with English subtitles. At first, it's hard, but your brain adapts quickly.
And tip 5, speak as much as possible. At B1, you have enough vocabulary to have longer conversations, but if you don't practice, you'll stay silent.
Exactly. Don't be afraid of mistakes. They are part of learning.
Oh, and I have a bonus tip. Start thinking in English. Even simple thoughts, step by step. Your brain switches.
Yes, that's a great way to become more fluent. So, to sum it up, B1 Intermediate means you can communicate about work, school, and daily life. Talk about the past, present, and future with more detail.
And you can finally complain about your boss in English.
That's the true test of fluency.
But seriously, B1 is a huge achievement. If you're here, you've moved far away from, "Hello, my name is," and you're on the road to becoming independent in English.
Yes, and the next step, B2, Upper Intermediate, is where things get really fun.
I can't wait to talk about that. So, Jess, we're moving up to B2, Upper Intermediate. This is the level where you don't just survive in English, you actually live in it.
Exactly. B2 learners usually know around 3,500 to 5,000 words. At this stage, they can understand most TV shows, movies, podcasts, and even follow discussions at work or university.
And importantly, they can argue.
Yes, at B2, you can finally have a good argument in English. You can agree, disagree, and defend your opinion.
So at B1, you can say, "I like pizza." At B2, you can say, "I prefer pizza over pasta because it has more variety and it's easier to share with friends." That's a real opinion.
And you can also understand when people joke, use idioms, or speak fast.
Speaking of jokes, Jess, how about we give our listeners a B2 conversation example, but this time let's make it a bit funny.
Yes, let's do it. So, David, what would you do if you suddenly won $1 million?
Honestly, I'd probably buy a private island and build a pizza restaurant on it. Only pizza, 24/7.
Really? Just pizza?
Well, maybe tacos too. I don't want my friends to get bored.
Okay, fair enough. But seriously, if I won $1 million, I'd travel around the world. I'd love to visit Japan, Italy, and Brazil.
That sounds amazing. But wait, who's going to host the podcast while you're gone?
Oh, don't worry, I take my microphone with me. I'd record from the beach in Rio or from a sushi bar in Tokyo.
Great. And I'd still be stuck in Los Angeles traffic recording from my car.
Well, you'd finally use your car for something useful.
Ouch. So, you can hear the difference, folks. At B2, you're not just exchanging information, you're joking, imagining, and having fun.
Yes, and you can use more complex grammar too, like conditionals, relative clauses, and a wider range of tenses. For example, if I had more free time, I would learn another language.
And the conversations become more natural. You can interrupt politely, add small jokes, and express your personality.
Exactly. So let's give some tips for B2 learners.
Tip number 1. Read real English content. Novels, blogs, articles, things written for native speakers, not just textbooks.
Tip 2. Practice debates or discussions. Take a topic like which is better, city life or countryside, and try to argue for one side.
Yes, that helps you sound persuasive and confident.
Tip 3. Learn idioms and expressions. For example, instead of saying I'm very tired, say I'm exhausted or I'm worn out. Or instead of I'm happy, say I'm over the moon.
And tip 4, work on your listening speed. At B2, you should challenge yourself with movies or YouTube videos without subtitles.
And tip 5, don't just consume English, produce it. Write blog posts, make voice notes, or even record yourself telling a story.
Yes, the more active you are, the more fluent you become.
So, to summarize, B2 is where English becomes fun. You can joke, argue, tell stories, and really start to express who you are.
Exactly. And the next level, C1 Advanced, is where you go from being a strong speaker to sounding almost like a native.
Ooh, that's gonna be exciting.
Yes, but first, let's celebrate all our B2 learners out there. If you're here, you've come a long, long way from, hello, my name is...
And you can finally argue about pizza in English.
Which is the most important skill, obviously. Okay, friends, buckle up. We've arrived at C1 Advanced.
Yes, this is the level where English feels like flying. Learners at C1 usually know around 6,000 to 8,000 words. They can understand almost everything they hear or read, and they can express themselves fluently without searching for words.
And most importantly, you can finally understand British humor.
Oh, come on, David. Nobody understands British humor, not even the British sometimes.
Touché. But seriously, at C1, you can follow complex discussions, academic texts, and movies without subtitles. You can even get sarcasm, irony, and jokes.
Yes, let's show our listeners with a C1 conversation example. But let's make it funny, okay? So, David, guess what happened to me yesterday?
What? Did the bus finally arrive on time?
No, even better. I was in a taxi and the driver kept telling me his entire life story. He started with, I was born in 1962, and 40 minutes later, he was still talking about how he lost his favorite baseball cap in 1993.
Oh, wow. That's not a taxi ride. That's a podcast episode.
Exactly. I thought, sir, should I pay you or should you pay me for listening?
Classic Los Angeles. Meanwhile, I had my own adventure yesterday.
Oh, what happened?
I tried to cook dinner, spaghetti, very simple, right? But I accidentally dropped the whole box of pasta into the sink. So instead of spaghetti bolognese, I had spaghetti alla garbage water.
Oh no, that's not Italian. That's disgusting.
I know. My dog wouldn't even touch it.
Oh, poor David. But see, that's C1. You can tell funny stories, use irony, exaggerate, and your English carries your personality.
Exactly. So let's give some tips for C1 learners.
Tip number 1, start focusing on style. At this level, it's not just about being correct. It's about sounding natural. Use idioms, humor, and variety in your language.
Yes, tip 2, read complex materials like novels, research articles, or opinion pieces. These push your vocabulary beyond the basics.
Tip 3, challenge yourself to speak without preparation. For example, pick a random topic, aliens, fashion, or the best pizza topping, and talk for 2 minutes nonstop.
That's how Jess practices. She debates with her mirror about pineapple on pizza.
Don't judge me. And for the record, pineapple is fine.
No, wrong answer. Pineapple is a crime against pizza.
See, at C1, you can argue passionately about very important topics like this.
Tip 4. Use humor. Try to tell jokes or funny stories in English. Humor is tricky, but it really shows advanced fluency.
Yes, and tip 5, immerse yourself completely. Watch movies without subtitles, read novels, listen to podcasts, talk with native speakers, live in English as much as possible.
And here's a secret tip. Play with the language. Make puns, rhymes, or word games. That shows you're really in control of English.
Exactly. At C1, English is not your second language anymore. It's part of you.
So, to wrap up, C1 learners know 6,000 to 8,000 words. They can follow almost anything, and they can express themselves with humor, style, and nuance.
Yes, and the final step, C2, Proficient, is basically you sound like a native speaker.
Or better than some natives, actually.
True, but we'll save that for our next step.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we finally arrived at the top of the mountain, C2, Proficient or Mastery level.
Yes, C2 is the level where you basically sound like a native. You can understand pretty much everything, including slang, fast speech, and all those crazy idioms people throw around.
Right. At C2, you don't just know English, you can play with it. Sarcasm, irony, jokes, storytelling, it's all yours.
Exactly. And C2 learners usually know around 10,000 or more words. That's a massive vocabulary, sometimes even bigger than some native speakers.
Oh yes, especially teenagers. Some of them only know like cool, whatever, and bruh.
True. So if you're at C2, congratulations. You're officially more advanced than half of TikTok. So, David, you won't believe what happened on my way here today.
Don't tell me. You missed the bus again.
No, this time I caught the bus. But guess what? The driver stopped in the middle of the road, got out, and started buying a hot dog from a food cart.
Wait. So the entire bus was just sitting there while the driver ordered a hot dog?
Yes, and he even asked the passengers, "Do you guys want mustard or ketchup?" I thought I was in a comedy show.
That's not public transport. That's a picnic on wheels.
Meanwhile, what about you? Did your car finally survive the LA traffic today?
Barely. I think I spent so long in traffic that my car now identifies as a sofa.
That's C2 humor right there. You don't just describe reality, you twist it with jokes.
Exactly. At this level, conversations can be spontaneous, witty, and full of cultural references. You don't think about the language anymore, you just use it.
So, what advice do we give for C2 learners? Honestly, you're already flying, but here are a few things. Tip 1, keep refining. At C2, it's about polishing your style, not learning basic survival words. Tip 2, dive deep into culture. Movies, stand-up comedy, books, podcasts. Humor and idioms are your best playground. Tip 3, don't be afraid to be creative. Write stories, jokes, or even poetry in English. Tip 4, stay curious. Even natives keep learning new words every day.
Yes, language never ends. Even at C2, you'll hear a word and think, wait, what does that mean?
Exactly, and that's part of the fun.
So, to summarize, C2 is the top. You can argue, joke, flirt, complain about buses, and write love letters in perfect English.
Or breakup letters.
Yes, but in the very polite Shakespearean way. Dearest Jessica, our relationship has reached its final stop, just like your bus, always late.
Oh, David, that's cruel and funny at the same time. So, dear listeners, wherever you are, A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, or C2, remember, learning English is a journey. Sometimes it's smooth like a car ride, sometimes it's unpredictable like a Los Angeles bus.
But either way, we're here with you, laughing, learning, and having fun.
Yes, and we'd love to hear your funny stories about learning English.
Send them to us, share them in the comments, and maybe we'll read some in our next episode.
And don't forget, subscribe, like, and stay tuned.
See you next time on the English Hub.